If you're in the market for a new action camera and you're torn between the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and the GoPro Hero 13, you found the right video. Stay tuned. I have everything that you need to know before you make your purchase, and I am going to boil down which one I think is the best action camera. Hint, it's one of these, so stay tuned. I put them both to the test, did analysis, and will give all of my opinions on usage and just every nook and cranny that you need to know before you make your buy. I am just so excited. Let's dive right in and let's get started.
I'm Danielle from Graceful Glam by Danielle. Join me for lots of pink positivity and ways to make life easier.
In case you don't know, I am Danielle from Graceful Glam by Danielle. I'm a lifestyle blogger here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I am a huge techie girl and I love sharing my favorite finds, and vlogging, camera equipment, video is all a way of life for me. So I find it very important and very worthwhile to do an experiment like this to make your purchasing and buying a little bit easier. So huge shout out to Insta360 for providing me the materials and equipment I needed to do this test. But just a disclaimer, this is all of my honest opinion. I put both of these cameras to the test in the same similar situations. I try my best to make it as complete and fair and unbiased as possible. This is just my honest opinions. I gave both of these cameras a fair shot, no pun intended. I had so much fun. I put them in scenarios that I personally would use: hiking, driving, vlogging. Usability. For me, that is a big function in editing because that is something I do on a daily basis. So I am so excited to show you what I've discovered, what I find important. If you have questions, feel free to drop them down below. I would love to answer them if I can, or if I can't, I'll just experiment more and let you know. Let's dive in. To make clear that both cameras have pros and cons. No camera is perfect, so I'm going to be going over what pros and what cons I noticed, and then summarizing at the end what I think makes the better camera out of the two and which is the one that I recommend. And for starters, let's just start off with the basics. With any purchase, I feel like price is one of the most important and one of the most basic components of making that purchase. So right now, the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 with just a single battery is $399.99. If you get the dual battery, which is the version I have, that is $419.99. Right now, the Hero 13 is $429.99 for the standard. Now this one comes in black or white, and both is still $429.99. So if price is a factor, this one is definitely cheaper right now, which, okay, that's awesome to know, but doesn't always influence your purchase. So this is the only color the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 comes in. It's just this black with the red, which that kind of tends to their, color scheme and the Leica and all that kind of stuff. So that only comes in black. The Hero 13 used to only come in black until recently they came out with this limited edition polar white. I had to try the white just because A, it's new, and B, it just matches my aesthetic. I had to pick off a color scheme. I'd have to pick this one. Battery size. The battery on the Hero 13 is technically a little bit bigger than the battery on the Ace Pro 2, but the Ace Pro 2 charges quite a bit substantially faster than this one, and you can get a dual battery situation where if you have your battery die, you can pop in the second one that you have. So for me, this goes to the Ace Pro. Okay, waterproof. They're both waterproof, but the depth of the waterproofness of the Ace Pro is a little bit deeper at 39 feet than the 33 feet the Hero 13 has. But when they both have the dive equipment on, they can both go down to the same depth. Screen. Now, this is a kind of a difference. It kind of depends on what your preferences are. But for the GoPro, the front screen is where you can see yourself when you have it faced. This is where you see what the camera is viewing. So you can't adjust that. And it is smaller as opposed to this one. The Ace Pro has a screen that's 180-degree flip out. So if you're looking at something low, you can totally look up above at it. You can look at it like this when you're vlogging. You can have it flat. You can put it in any angle you want, and it's technically larger than even the touchscreen on the back of this one. But the viewfinder screen is on the front. This one will just light up with showing you what your specs are when you're recording. So for me, this is a winner because I just love the fact that you can control the angle of it. It's bigger. It's just easier. It's just neat. I just find it more useful. This one's a little odd because it's showing all the time unless you go into the settings and turn it off. Or if you don't like having the flip out screen, that's awesome too. So, but for me, that's the Ace Pro wins on that one. This one is a little bit bigger than this one, and this one weighs a little bit more, probably because of the screen flip out. And I'm assuming that this one is lighter weight. So if you're going for lighter weight, this one wins on that one. Another basic, sound. This one comes with this really upgraded wind guard to knock out that background noise that you don't want. That's a new version of the Ace Pro that they didn't have in the first version. This one doesn't have that. You can also change this out if you don't want the wind guard, and you can totally just have a normal mic cap. Sound is like a big influence for you, and you have like a lot of background noise, like the ocean or traffic. This one, for me, takes the cake. One thing I did notice while using this on the road, like in the car as a dash cam type of situation, they both warmed up with use. It was only 64 degrees outside when I tested it, but this one did get warmer to the touch than this one. So just something to keep in mind. And just another basic is the chips that the companies use in them. This one has one chip inside. This one has a dual chip situation with one chip being an AI chip. 360 seems to be incorporating AI even in their hardware, whereas GoPro also has AI, but it's more in the software editing side, but it doesn't have a necessary dedicated chip for it. Huge aspect of any action camera for me is the setup. Okay, so I set both of these up brand new out of the box, and this one set up instantly, easily. I previously had the Insta360 app, so I knew how to use that, but it connected easily, no hiccups, no issues. This one, on the other hand, I downloaded the GoPro app. I tried to use it right out of the box, but it saw it paired to this camera, but it would not connect to its own Wi-Fi situation several times. Had to keep trying, had to restart this whole unit, and then it worked. They both had software updates to install when I got them set up, so that's nothing out of the ordinary. This one just took longer with the whole hiccup. But once I've gotten it to work, it's worked ever since, so maybe it was just a random thing, but just wanted to let you know. Usability. That is a huge part of the camera. That's probably the biggest part, besides what the content is, I feel like. Now, I've used both of these several different situations. I've experimented them. I've gotten to know them really well. And for me, the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 literally is a lot easier to use. It's just more straightforward for me. I can actually get to the charging port on this one. I can actually open it, which I understand these need to be tight for the waterproofness, but this GoPro, I just have the most difficulty opening this side cover. I literally had to Google it when I still can't, it like literally ruins my nails when I try to open this thing to get to the SD card and to get to the charging port. It's just so difficult. I don't know what that is. I know it's because of the waterproofness, but I just wish that it was a little bit easier or a lot easier to get to, because it makes it really challenging to charge or anything. It's crazy. It literally takes my nail polish off. The other part of the usability is how these attach to different attachments. This one has this thing where you kind of pull these down, and then you have to like balance the attachment in between here and then screw it together, which kind of takes a little while, especially if you're on the go, or you're trying to do something quick and trying to get a shot right away. This one is literally just magnetic. You just like click it in and go. So like that is like, to me, just like a piece of cake. So this is a winner for usability when it comes to just like, you know, attaching and going. It's pretty remarkable. Okay, also the zooming is a lot easier on the Ace Pro 2 because you just can tap to get to zoom. This one is a little bit harder. You have to go into the settings. Also basics. This camera goes up to 8K. This one goes up to 5.2K, I think it is. So if you're interested in 8K, this is obviously the winner. I would say there's a little caveat with the 8K is it's harder to transfer files because some devices don't deal with 8K. You also have to use their Insta360 Studio, which is the software for the desktop. So I have that on my MacBook. That's how you get the 8K. The 8K is not on the mobile. So just wanted to let you know that the 8K is really cool, but it's a little harder to use in the fact that it's not on mobile. You have to use it on your desktop and edit from there. Say that you mainly use 4K, so that's like kind of my biggest thing. Like 4K for me is amazing. So like I think it's easiest to use and a really good quality. So both of them had really good 4K quality in my opinion. They just kind of had different color schemes. So I will show you how that looked in different scenarios. That way you can see them side by side, which one looked better according to you. And now that I mentioned editing, they both have apps with editing. For me, my favorite is probably the Insta360, just in the fact that I've used it a little bit more. They have a lot of different presets on there. They also have filters because it incorporates the Leica, which is their lens. The lens is also bigger on the Ace Pro 2 than the Hero 13, but they have filters that you can use on the camera while you're using it, or you can add it on the app when you're using it. So that is really fun and kind of neat. But if you're not into filters, it doesn't really matter, then either one is good. But I do have to say that the Insta360 has that desktop editing software, which is amazing. And that really comes in handy for doing videos like this. Like I like to edit on my computer. GoPro does not have a desktop software program. One of the first tests I did was driving with the cameras outside, obviously. Similarly on the windshield, just like right next to each other for the most, unbiased tests I could do. It was a lot easier to attach and detach the Insta360 Ace Pro just based off that magnetic mount is amazing. This one was a lot trickier. It was kind of hard, not gonna lie. The mount that I had, at least, maybe they have a different mount that's easier, but the one I had was really a tight squeeze to try to screw it in there. But they both performed really well. To me, the Ace Pro had more realistic coloring as opposed to this one. This one kind of had, it made it look really neat, but I feel like the coloring was not as accurate as what I was seeing outside in real life. This one had a wider angle than this one, but they both performed really well. However, when it came to low light, this one just like literally literally took the cake. Like if you're in low light situations, put this to pure video setting, which is made for low light, and this will just like blow you away. At least it did in my opinion. Let me show you the difference. If you're looking for a low light camera, this is your camera because it literally performed so well. It was better than I expected. It turned out really well. I took it out for a walk. Turned out really nice. You could see, the trees, the leaves, everything just looked really pretty and it just kind of brought it to life. This one was a lot darker than this one in the low light. And then when it comes to indoor, I will show you the difference between the indoor setting. They both have lots of, capabilities and accessories on being mounted when you're out and about. What I do like about the Insta360 Ace Pro is it has this really cool Explorer kit, which makes it like into a point and zoom camera, which is so exciting. Like it makes it a lot easier to hold it. I will show you what it looks like. I'm totally obsessed with it. I can't wait to bring it when we travel soon. All right, this is testing out my camera as a vlogging camera. Using it with a little tripod for vlogging, super easy. I love the connection. It's like a breeze to put it on and off. I love that I can flip up the screen to look at myself to see what I'm seeing or what my camera is seeing. It's just so cool. I'm totally obsessed. And then I just go like this and then it will give me a notification on my phone that I have more footage and I can just add it to the app. Okay, now I'm using the GoPro. So I just got it in there. Like I was saying, you kind of have to open up those things at the bottom, slide them in before you can adjust it. Let me turn it on. Okay, now the viewfinder on this one's a lot more narrow. So I'm trying to get that than the other ones. Let's see. Okay, testing. Then I will show you what indoor vlog setting looks like, what the quality is for each one. Let me know which one you like better. If you have any favorites or have any questions, let me know. But this is what it looks like on the GoPro Hero. those are kind of the biggest things for me when I am, analyzing a camera. First of all, the quality. How does the content turn out? How easy is it for me to use? If the content's really great, but it's really hard for me to use, I'm probably not going to use it. But so when I put all that together, the price, the specs, usability, the software, the quality, the clear winner for me is the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. I was literally truly blown away by it, and I can't wait to use it even more. It's just so easy to use for me, and it just turned out so well. I'm just highly impressed. But that's not to say the Hero is not a bad camera at all. It's an amazing camera. I was honestly impressed with the quality of the road footage. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be based off of previous models I've used. Off to GoPro, they definitely did make this new version better. It's just, I feel like this one is the best. But they're both amazing cameras. So if you really like the white, then I guess that's for me, the winner is clear. It's the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. I'm obsessed with it. So I will drop a link down below. If you have questions, want me to test other stuff, anything I left out, just let me know. I would love to help. But I hope this video makes your purchase a little bit easier because it is hard. It's hard to compare, especially if you don't have them. Just let me know if there's anything else I can do to help, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.